Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Lucy, the eternity she wished for. It's father's voice. Not my father's voice, or main character's father's voice, or grammatically correct sentence. It's father's voice. You know, because that's how you refer to people. Yes, my name is Father. I'm going to stop joking about that. But welcome back to Looney, the eternity we all wished we didn't have. I'm Keywii, your host, and this is a safe space in which to be awesome, where we are today going to hopefully enjoy this. So, what's up? She can't make out what he's saying, but he's speaking quite loudly. Well, that's a contradiction right there. It doesn't seem like he's just talking to himself. Soon enough, Lucy hears the voice of another person. It's a woman. Ooh. Perhaps father has brought a guest home? With careful steps, Lucy makes her way towards his room to invade his privacy and then be broken. But she suddenly stops to think. She's reminded of father's frightening demeanor. That thing you can't possibly forget. She might get scolded again if she runs into him. You know, last time you weren't scolded so much as told to leave. You were yelled at for being there. You were forced to go. The fact that you're still here is probably an upset. Feeling a little scared, Lucy stops at the base of the door. From there, she cautiously peers into the room. Oh, we only get to see half the room, huh? She sees father. He's talking to a lady that Lucy's unfamiliar with. He'd be able to see her if, he looked in that direction. Usually when I see someone in a doorway, or usually when I see someone through a doorway, they can also see me if they're looking in this general direction. She looks like she's in her early 30s, but we don't get to see her. Okay, that was cool. Lucy quietly mutters to herself. Who could that be? It's Lucy's first time seeing her. Being careful not to get caught, she listens in while keeping her distance. Her sensitive ears begin to pick up their voices clearly. I blame everything on the robot. Nothing's been going well since that thing came along. Could they be talking about Lucy? No, the fucking coffee maker. Obviously it isn't you. Lucy knows that eavesdropping is bad. Is trough. But overcome by curiosity, she continues to listen. There's nothing right about what's happening. It's all wrong and dumb. If you exist in this game world, as soon as you get the focus, you become fucking stupid. My son has started acting strange. He was never like this before. Are you sure? I've always felt that he was the rebellious type. Yes, I'm sure. He might have been a little on the quiet side, but he still used to be a good kid. Well, if you say so, dear. She must be Master's mother. Lucy came to the conclusion from the way the woman was talking to father. Yeah, that's I'm not even going to get into how wrong that thought process is. Other than the fact that remarrying and divorcing is a thing, and just all that shit, every single bit of it. Yeah, no. If a man and woman love each other very much, then they only have a kid and then die married. That's how that works. She had heard from Master that father had remarried with a young secretary, but it seems that she doesn't stop by this place very often. I'm so glad we saw that room. The scene transition is so seamless. I'd been thinking something was up, but I never thought his condition would be so severe. He's got a terminal illness. The only solution is more cowbell. I'm sorry. He's completely out of it. To think that he's confusing a robot with a human being. That's just what has been on the news lately. Tisk. How could a young boy with such, like him, lack such common sense? Confusing machine with a person. That robot is strange. It's eerily realistic. It's far better at copying people than most models. I've seen that sly contraption laugh and cry. Didn't you say once that she has quite the looks too? Since she's just like a person and listens to his every command. I can see how it could be problematic for a boy at his age. But still, she's just a robot. Perhaps he's having trouble at school? Trouble? Oh, he's got the somber, like, face. Don't they say this often? That unsociable children are usually the ones that get attached to androids? Since they have trouble getting along with people, they grow close with androids instead. Robots are always willing to listen to them, unlike people. It's clear that he's having trouble with his school life. I wouldn't know. Since I don't give a shit. Since he rarely ever talks about what happens at school. Anyway, it's certain that robot is the cause of all these problems. There's no doubt. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Isn't it obvious? What do you mean? Why don't you just go destroy it? What? His faces are so dumb. Go dispose of it. The robot's the reason behind all this, right? Her words were followed by a moment of silence. But then he'll be really upset about it. Isn't it just like a toy anyway? When his condition improves, we can always buy him a new one. You don't destroy the toy, you take it away. You're clearly bad at being a parent. It's not as simple as that. Yeah, thank you for common sense. The robot looked a bit special. Then are you planning to leave things the way they are? You think his feelings are more important than his future? Something must be done about this, right? Yeah. God damn it! I'm having an emotional scene! Fucker! And then just get rid of it. Go smash it into pieces or set it on fire or whatever. Father appeared to be mulling it over. You're right. That robot is that robot is the cause of all this. If that robot disappears, if that robot gets out of our way, everything will soon return to normal. That's not how that works. Not even a little bit. Lucy. I love Lucy. That was as far as Lucy could listen. She couldn't bring herself to stay any longer. She started to walk away from them, looking sullen. But they saw her. Correction, she tried to get away. There it is! Boom! She's going to be, like, destroyed. And then it's going to be a whole emotional scene. And my dude's going to go to the junkyard and find her. And they're going to make up. And she's going to die. And he's going to die. And it's all going to be sad and whatever. Ow. Okay, interesting music. While scrambling to leave, Lucy bumped into a nearby display containing a jar. She managed to catch it just in time to prevent it from crashing onto the floor. But she made a lot of noise in the process. Who's there? Who the fuck do you think? Father and the woman... yeah, that is just his name. Father and the woman rush out of the room. It's you. Were you listening? Lucy makes an excuse while putting the jar back in its place. Lucy is very sorry. She did not mean to eavesdrop on purpose. That's enough. It makes everything a lot easier then. I order you to leave this house. Hey, not death. We have no use for you. There's nothing we need from you in this household. So leave. But Master is... My son doesn't need you either. He's only confused because he's young. You're not being of any help to my son. You're only causing him to suffer. So run along. Forever disappear from our sights. Lucy. Stop repeating your name, damn it. It's so infuriating. Lucy stood in a timid posture, but her voice was as firm as ever. that Lucy is firm. With all due respect, Lucy does not agree with Father. What? Lucy believes that she's being a great help to Master. In the past, she wouldn't have been able to say for sure, but now it's different. She continues to speak with great confidence. Master's told Lucy that he needs her. That is why Lucy does not wish to leave. She would like to continue to help Master. And now she's destroyed. All right. All right, with a space in the middle. It doesn't seem like we'll get anywhere by talking. I'm going to commit violence. Father disappears off somewhere. A moment later, he returns with a container filled with gasoline in his hand. Are you gonna fucking burn down your house? What the fuck? Who's this stupid? He pours the gasoline onto Lucy. And, you know, some of it gets on the floor because it's a fucking liquid. The gasoline makes a loud splash as it makes contact with Lucy. She soon becomes drenched from top to bottom, including the spot on the floor that's fucking... There's wood and carpet there! You fucking fool! Lucy stands in silence with the gasoline covering her body. Father takes out a lighter and flicks it on. He's gonna light a fire in his own fucking house. Who the... Oh my god, it's so dumb. He holds the lighter threateningly close. He's not holding a lighter. This is my final warning. Leave if you don't wish to be turned into a pile of ashes. And don't you dare come back. I went louder because his mouth opened. Stay out of my son's life forever. Lucy silently observes her slimy body. I'm like, what the fuck? Slimy body. What should Lucy do? Lucy tries asking herself. But there isn't anyone that could give her an answer. Okay. Without knowing what to do, Lucy remains standing still for quite a long time. And it isn't... Okay. Her body is designed to be able to withstand intense heat for a short while, but it won't be long before she begins to melt. Lucy suddenly remembers Master's orders. Run away if she's in danger. That was the order. Lucy didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do, but she decided to leave the scene first. Staying there, would be going against the second law and third law of robotics. In order to prevent that, Lucy begins to move. Which tense are you using, past or present? Please take care. You know what? At least she didn't get burned. That's cool. With a sad look, Lucy leaves. Don't even think about showing up here ever again. If you do, you'd better be prepared to pay the price. I'm in no way exaggerating. You will pay with money. Keep that in mind. I mean, he's clearly not bluffing. He was about to fucking light her on fire in his own home. He's a goddamn lunatic. All Lucy did was give the ground a lonely stare. Did she really have to part with Master like this? With a heavy heart, she made her way outside, leaving behind a slimy trail of gasoline. Gasoline isn't really slimy. It's kind of wet and liquid. Father followed after to make sure she left. I don't want to see you again, but I'll follow you. Let me take a drink of juice here. Peach flavored. Kind of wished that the sale on orange juice meant that there was still orange juice left when I bought some, but there wasn't. There was one thing orange juice and a bunch of peach juice. It was not a good replacement. Once outside, Lucy found... It's too sugary is the thing. Once outside, Lucy found herself staring at the sky absent-mindedly. It was bright and sunny out, which had been a rare sight in the recent weeks. Lucy stopped in her tracks momentarily as she stared into the sky. Then she smiled brightly. It was a refreshing smile, free of all cares in the world. I'm sure that's the case. It sure is a lovely day today. I have no worries or cares in the world. She thought it would be good weather for a picnic. Oh, okay. Sure. Can I... You can hear the clicking, right? How fast I wanted it to go away. You. Cool. As soon as the classes were over, I prepared to leave. Yeah, that was past tense. Struck up a conversation with me immediately after the bell, which was a real bother. Was past tense. I couldn't really pay attention to what he was saying. It was something along the lines of him wanting to hang out with Lucy again. Peach juice is coming back up. But I ignored him. I set aside his demands and headed home alone. Home Alone. Good movie series. I like the third one. It's the movie I grew up on. It feels like I've been getting home a lot earlier lately. And it really is true. I started going straight home after school. In the past, I would have aimlessly wandered the streets to pass some time. But I can no longer do that, as my house is on fire. Wait, what? Because there's someone waiting for me at home. I never would have imagined in the past this would ever happen. Who knew going home could be this exciting? I wonder what we'll talk about today. I wonder what kind of faces she'll make, what kind of stupid things she'll say. I wonder about the most pointless things. God, you are so I hate you. The pointless things that I was so excited to see. I enjoy chatting with her about the dumbest things. How much do I enjoy it? Well, it feels as if my life has been purposefully so dull and boring up to this point in order to make up for my fated meeting with Lucy. To the point where I would begin to have silly thoughts like these. That's how much I enjoyed it. Even I think that sounds corny, but it can't be helped. Because emotions are not something anyone can easily control. I decided to pick up my pace. Just so I'd be able to meet Lucy a little faster. Like, the comments he makes on stuff like that, just like, emotions aren't easily controlled. Like, okay, sure, that might be true, but don't, like, he's so certain in the way he talks about fucking everything he thinks. He's stating his opinions as if they're facts, and it's just so fucking infuriating. Like, I hate when people do that, and most of the time people don't, because usually they, like, it's... It was when I'd almost arrived home that I began to feel something terrible was about to happen. That's not a thing you can just feel out of nowhere. I didn't understand why, but I could feel it in the air. That's also not a thing that's true. Something ominous. I quickened my pace even more. I was practically running. Like, unless you can physically see something, or, like, there's people are acting differently around you, you generally don't notice. And especially teenagers. Especially teenagers. When I was a teenager, you know what I noticed? Nothing until it was in my face. God damn it. There's so much about this game that just isn't fucking realistic, even slightly. But I couldn't believe what was happening before my eyes. What is happening? I thought it already happened. I felt my knees giving way. What kind of sick joke is this? My mouth hung wide open and refused to close. Oh shit, actual fire. Oh, Lucy's on fire. What? Why? Lucy was on fire. Her entire body was burning up. The place where she usually used to stand while waiting for my return. Oh, did she come back? Oh, I get you. While engulfed in flames, she was staring at me. My head went blank. I could not process what was happening at all. How did this happen? Lucy? It didn't feel like the Lucy in front of me was real. It felt as if I was dreaming. I laid a hand on top of Lucy, and also she was on fire. Oh my god. It was hot. Like fire. It was scorching hot. The pain helped me return to my senses. Fire. I charge inside the house. My father is standing in my way, trying to speak to me. I cannot comprehend what he's saying. Also, the house is on fire, as the trail of gasoline left from Lucy on the ground, that was confirmed to actually be happening, is lit on fire too. He burned down his own house. Push him aside and enter the house. Ah! Hang on, I need... That hurt my throat a little. Ah! While running wild like a maniac, I scream at the top of my lungs. That's where we end the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, have been Keywii, you've been great too, and you have yourself a delightful day. Man, this game got all real dark all of a sudden, and fucking Lucy's on fire and shit, and Duder Boy fucking lit his own house on fire, and my boyo, he's fucking making, you know, certain statements, and it's just all out of whack and shit. So thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, have already done this, so goodbye!